Truman Show, put simply, is a story about a man searching for the truth. The premise of the movie goes like this. The story is about a man called Truman Burbank, who is born and raised inside an extremely large television studio that has been designed to resemble the real world. His life for the past 29 years has been broadcasted to billions of viewers around the world. Under the supervision of the director and creator of the show, Christoph, actors around him ensured that Truman grows up unaware of the fact that he's inside a studio. He simply believes that his little community, known as Sea Haven, is a part of the real world. Eventually, though, through a series of mishaps, such as a light falling out of the sky, Truman begins to question the world around him. From a philosophical standpoint, this movie cleverly explores the concept of global skepticism, the idea that we can never be sure of anything. Or as the father of modern philosophy, Descartes, put it, you cannot be certain that you're not in a vivid dream right now. And if you can't be certain that you're not in a dream right now, then you can't be certain of anything around you. So in conclusion, you cannot be certain of anything, or that your perceptions are accurate. Can we ever be sure that we aren't dreaming, or living in a simulation? Or in Truman's case, are we sure that we're not in a fabricated world surrounded by actors? To understand this better, let us look at one of the most important thought experiments in philosophy history. Descartes' evil demon. Imagine there exists an evil demon with supernatural powers. One of his powers is that he can manipulate your mind and deceive you however he pleases. He can induce hallucinations, alter your memories, and mess up your thought process. Now, how does it feel to hear that none of your present experiences are real? They were all hallucinations caused by the manipulations of this demon. Now you might be wondering, what does this crazy story have to do with anything we're talking about here? Well, Descartes said that you cannot possibly prove the story to be false. So this implies that complete certainty is impossible. With this thought experiment, Descartes put forward a very radical form of global skepticism. He went on to claim that even rational thought processes like mathematics cannot be trusted. The creator of the show, Christoph, can be seen as similar to the evil genius envisioned by Descartes. The character of Christoph embodies the role of the skeptic's adversary. Similar to the hypothetical demon, in the movie, Christoph asserts control over Truman's reality and defends the grand illusion.
The world he inhabits is, in some respects, counterfeit. There's nothing fake about Truman himself.
In this clip, Christoph's acknowledgement that Truman himself is authentic underscores a crucial aspect of skepticism. That is, despite external illusions or deception, the individual's subjective experience remains genuine and valid. This means that when faced with doubt, the subjective self acts as a locus of certainty. This brings us to Descartes' famous cogito argument. I think, therefore I am. Despite his earlier arguments, Descartes was convinced that complete certainty may be possible after all. He said that his demon could only deceive things that exist. He could only hallucinate if he could exist and think. And because he is a thinking thing who has mental states, he can be sure that he exists. So after all, he can be sure of his own existence. As the movie progresses, Truman becomes increasingly skeptical of the world around him and the people around him as well. But despite all of that, Truman never doubted his own existence. It is difficult to grasp the concept of a reality, or the fact that we don't have one. Both Descartes and Truman explored the idea of reality by doubting, asking questions, and most importantly, believing in their own existence.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.